Make sure everyone knows he's one with the people, wearing his PSD underwear.
Listen, I don't know if those are comfortable draws, but I love Baker so much. I can't get a.
Hey, Baker. Oh, Baker, send me some of them, man. I'll sport those. Send them to me. I like that, bro. I like that.
See, I'll buy you some. I already ordered some for myself.
The Browns aren't winning, but Baker Mayfield is winning.
Listen, I love that you put Nick's face up there. Obviously, it would have been even better if it was Coach's face up there in the underwear.
I hang around with my tiger on a Sunday with my shirt on.
I don't get the
with
message.
With your Rolls Royce with the suicide doors, the message.
What's the message?
The message is
what?
You want to live this lifestyle.
I'm about
with
it.
a Rolls Royce, and I think that is the tiger from the movie The Hangover. That's a famous tiger. You better be about that PSD underwear life. Man, I will do unpaid endorsements
take Nick's
hang
face
out with
off of it, though. I think Baker sent this to the police department and tried to arrest him. How you like me now? Remember, he was chasing after me.
What up, Coach?
I don't like this on so many levels. I just,
why not?
Your franchise coach?
Just play
Coach,
a little
you're
football
mad because
before
you're not in that. Coach, would you be holding the door or something right there? You and him going out to a nice little night out in Cleveland?
Graphics, can't we get his face on there real quick?
How much money are they paying me to do that commercial?
Come on,
or that
Coach.
ad? I mean, it would have to be substantial.
If some of your first-round picks are at home playing Fortnite, probably online against you and your son, he's out there making a little bit of money. This ain't hurting nobody.
Well,
it's raising the Cleveland needs to raise profile. LeBron's gone. What's the problem
here? You think that's going to get it done?
We're DSD. I'm here for it.
I was worried
Y'all
about
send me some. I'm sporting them up on the show.
Your guy Kyrie has a line with them as well.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it, Flat Earth. Let's do it.
He will have plenty of time for endorsements if he plays well.
Well, but now,
plenty of time.
Just in case he doesn't play well, he's already got this one.
Coach Mangini's like Coach Parcells. No celebrity quarterback.
Oh, God.
All right, moving on to the Cowboys. How high is the ceiling for Dallas this year? Depends on who you ask. Some will say not very high, considering Dak Prescott coming off a shaky year, has nobody to throw the ball to. Others, like diehard fans and the team owners, say the Cowboys are basically perfect. All right, slight exaggeration, but according to Jerry Jones, the Cowboys look good, and they have put Dak in the best position to succeed this year.
You know, he came in with an inordinate ability to slow it down. We've put in offense that complement his skills. We've put in offense that complements what he did at Mississippi State. We've done what we should be doing, and that's put an offense together that is friendly to him.
You know, Coach, we talked about what a friendly offense is a little bit early on. Is this the right thing for Dak Prescott in year 3 to put him in this system with these kind of pieces around him?
What was going on the other 2 years? Like, what happened the other 2 years? The head coach is the same. The offensive coordinator is the same. The quarterback's the same. And was it one of these things this offseason we're like, well, maybe we should make it friendly this year? Like, every year, every game that you have someone play, you're trying to make it as friendly as you possibly can. You have a game plan that's for the first guy. You've got a plan that the second guy looks at. You go through and you identify the things they like. But in year 3, to say that now this is a friendly offense, what does that mean? Like, what did they do differently from the previous 2 years that suddenly makes it conducive for Dak being successful?
They don't have the all-time touchdown leader yelling at the quarterback, and they don't have a Hall of Fame tight end that he can depend on, or also he's going to want the ball too. So that's the only thing in year 3 that I see as changing. And one was forced by the television market. The other one was forced because they decided they didn't want that wide receiver talking to the quarterback and thought moving forward that was what was best. So for me, they made it friendlier by they took a voice out of his ear this year.
And I get that part. I get the idea of taking a disruptive presence out of the mix to try to get everybody on the same page. And that can be hard when you've got a guy that's always saying, and look, I don't know Dez personally, but if you've got that situation.
But you know wide receivers.
I know wide receivers where I'm open. You know, the guy's double covered. There's no chance he's open, but he's open every single play. And then if they don't get the ball early, they pout and then it's disrupted. It can be exhausting. It's like having that kid in class that's so disruptive that nobody else can learn. So I get that aspect of it. But what have you replaced? What have you replaced it with? And why is this more friendly than what it was before. What substantially has changed?
Well,
they fired all the coaches. Maybe that's what they need to do. They need to fire everybody else.
Here's my concern with the comments is that I don't think Jerry means to do this, but I think it's a little insulting to Dak. Because this would not be a quarterback-friendly team for the best quarterbacks in football. I mean, the team, all our money spent on the offensive line. Our best player is the running back. We want to run the ball 30, 35 times.
But I can make that argument that the best quarterbacks in the league, if they had that type of running game, it would be illegal how they threw the ball. So we would be saying, you know something? It's awful friendly to the quarterback because we can force so many people in the box.
No, I understand
so
that.
People can change.
I get that. That you think about, wow, what would Aaron Rodgers look like with Zeke and that O-line? I understand. But when we are, in your mind's eye, if you're saying, what is the perfect offense for Aaron Rodgers? It's what you said earlier. Spread guys out, let them chuck it around. Say, hey, Drew Brees, Tom Brady at this point in his career. Not early Tom Brady, but Tom Brady now. Like, what you are if you are saying this style of offense is perfect for Dak, what you are admitting without saying it is, right now, Dak's a limited quarterback. Dak's a guy that we cannot ask to do the things we ask the best quarterbacks in football to do, which might be accurate. It means that what I thought of him after year one was further off from the truth than what Chris thought of him after year one, which was closer to the truth. And it also means year two is more what we expect from him, even an improved year two, than getting back to year one. That's what those comments say to me.
Well, in fairness to the Cowboys, though, we don't know what this offense is going to look like. We've seen a few preseason games. So if they come out the first game of the season, the early part of the season, and maybe it's all significantly no huddle, or maybe it is more spread than we expect, or maybe it is more RPOs, we don't really know what friendly looks like because they haven't played any games, and we haven't seen the changes they make. So I think it's a little hard to label it as he's underachieving, therefore we have to do X, Y, and Z. I just have an issue with a guy being in his third year and saying suddenly we are going to adjust to his skill set, because there has been that since he started. They've been trying to make him successful, so they didn't suddenly wake up in a staff meeting and go, hey, why don't we make this friendly for Dak? That might work.
Or do we factor in the fact that he's playing on arguably the worst talented team that he's played on?
Receiving corps, the least talented receiving corps.
Sure.
I mean, there's 18 number one draft picks on the offensive line getting paid $10 billion. They've got a great running back.
What would you rather have? Would you rather have a first-round wide receiver, or would you rather have 3 first-round offensive linemen?
At some point, you got to go and you got to make plays, and guys have to be in the right spot. Look at New England's situation. They're playing with a guy that was a 7th-round draft pick who was now converted to left tackle. Their first-round draft pick just got hurt.
We're complaining because their college quarterback, all right, who's now a wide receiver, has developed into a wide receiver in Edelman. Like, you can't have first-round pick. You're going to have resources. Every team has problems. It just seems like we make more excuses for Dak and the lack of wide receivers.
Yeah, and he has some accountability. To whom much is given, much is expected. And he's been given the keys to this offense and to this organization, and they ran Tony Romo out of there. They couldn't wait to get him in the booth. So now you got to perform. You got to go do something.
I tried to say that to my 5-year-old yesterday, the way you said it, because she turned 5 yesterday, and I said, there's much that we gave you. You have to, because of how much we gave you, you have to, Coach will tell you, he's much better at that. That's exactly
much is given, much is expected. A lot of 5-year-olds get that.
In the moment.
They get that.
Okay. Coach, we'll see you a little bit later on the show. Things are going well for me. Coming up are the young Lakers.
Your expectations. And it's not based on your talent, it's based on your coach.
Are the young Lakers in for a rude awakening? One of LeBron's former teammates thinks so. Next. Well, basketball. First things first. That's right, Coach.
What's the Matt Damon line? Robin Williams.